Et salut YouTube, j'espère que tu vas bien. Dernière VOD d'aujourd'hui. On n'arrivera possiblement pas au bout du jeu. Du coup, est-ce que ça voudrait dire que si on n'atteint pas le bout du jeu aujourd'hui, je sais pas si je peux streamer cette après. Je voudrais juste regarder si c'est loin ce Delhi. Ce New Delhi. On est où? Notre objectif est là, on est là. C'est très très loin. Donc, on n'y va pas. Maintenant, je fais comme ça, hein, parce que c'est vrai que depuis que j'ai fait 1 heure de route pour aller sur un délit et que en fait, je l'ai raté. Là, je deviens de mieux en mieux en conduite. Hein. Au moment où je dis ça, je vais avoir un accident. Tranquille. Voilà, tranquille et mille, mais quand même. Quand même faire gaffe. Hop, hop. Voilà. Ça passe bien quand les autres ils roulent bien. Alors pas comme lui là. Merde, c'est là. Ah bah voilà. J'avais raté la sortie. Bah, la bouche à incendie, elle a volé. Pas grave.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Deux frères. Non, rien. Je peux pas les fouiner vite fait. Non. Ah. Ah si. Quand même. Ely Enfield, destinataire, chantier Ely Enfield. Budget et approvisionnement. Veuillez remplir impérativement les rapports. 3 exemplaires. Tout manquement sera passible de licenciement. Tout document rempli sera ignoré.
So Elysian Fields builds the houses while the Suburban Redevelopment Fund foots the bill.
Bon.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Elle fait chier.
Whoa! What are you doing?
Je suis de la police. Laissez-moi faire mon travail, enfin. Alors que vraiment, si ça se passait en Moselle, bon, on ferait partie des super bons conducteurs. Désolé. Vas-y, on va là, on va là. Filtrant. On avance. Non, non, personne qui passe.
At least we'll know where we've been if we try to retrace our steps.
Thanks for the...
Nous y voilà.
We came as soon as we could.
Alors, on a fait des petits...
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
Le mec bosse en costard.
Is the heater from the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Co-révisé par Farley.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
Certes.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny.
Alors toi t'es con, mais toi, comme t'as des oreilles en fait.
You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Quoi? J'ai rien compris. Il a dit quoi? Attendez. On va dans le mémo. Une arrivée de gaz. Un bec, bassin comme veilleuse, la valve de régulation. Bassin. Masse.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Voilà. Voilà. Mais connard. Mais non. Alors jamais pour cela je suis pas... Je piffe la vie. Hein. Je dirais plutôt genre... ça.
Good, your regulator's in position.
Ça là quoi.
Okay, I'll light your pilot, turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
Ah, trop bien ces chauffe-eau, ça permet d'avoir des
See you
tubes
at the next show.
pour péter la gueule à des gens. Ça permet de faire exploser des maisons. Oh, c'est bien foutu hein. Franchement cool, rassurant d'avoir ça chez soi.
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
The guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things. We don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Tranquille. Mais fallait pas t'arrêter, mon gars. Tu lui as arraché la porte. Oh non, mais les gens passent derrière pour qu'ils puissent continuer de rouler. Ils s'arrêtent, j'aurais dû mourir.
Take it easy, Phelps. I'd rather get there in one piece.
Ça va. Ils ok. Bah, il a envie.
I'd drive better if you shut the hell up.
Oh là là. Peut-être je conduirais mieux si tu fermais ta gueule, qu'il lui a dit quand même. C'est pas sympa, sympa. Je m'énerve à l'eau.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
The main reason Santa's so jolly is because he knows where all the bad girls live.
On bouge.
5 years from now, all our jobs will be done by robots.
Manager, voilà.
You watch the Hammond Galahad fight. It's a mess that was. Anyway, that's the couple
Là c'est le parking.
But also the department and people he swore to serve. He will face a review board in December. This is API Radio News.
Que dalle ici. Assis là. Salut mec.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70, yeah. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
Pas dans l'idée, oui. Je vais demander à la commu. Il doute. On doute.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
C'est faux.
I think you're lying, Rasick. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
Eh ben, celui-là.
What about Reginald Barley?
You know about Varley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Rasick?
I need
Oh, on la
guys,
barre quand même
Detective.
d'un mec qui s'est fait
This
têche parce
boom is
qu'il
a
a trompé sa femme.
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Ok.
This is a long shot. We are not going to roust that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
Well, you don't see that every day.
Ah, téléphone. Il y a vraiment une table à téléphone. Incroyable mobilier. Un guéridon à téléphone.
Operator, give me
Un
dispatch.
demi-guéridon à téléphone.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
Detective.
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective. Run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Cutner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin,
Là, elle est en panique.
Neves
Le
Raymond,
côté du
O'Brien
téléphone est en
Thomas,
full panique.
Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley
Et au bout de sa
Reginald,
life.
Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and
Ah.
malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted
Bah, Ryan
murder.
Matthews, celui
Plea bargain down to assault charge.
qui a fait juste avant.
Anyone
non
else?
Enfin, celui qui a réparé.
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police
Ah,
Department.
sympa.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
Et non.
Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed. Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a
On va les
warrant
couilles des
or
mandats, on
something?
est en Amérique, mec.
Show him and keep
America.
quiet.
Allez. Je m'embeurre le huc.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Quoi, mais c'est ça leur truc. On va passer devant, là. Hop. Un anarchiste.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
C'est quoi, il arrache des dents?
Probably nothing.
Bon. Ah bah oui, oui. La spirale à moustique
Our company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive.
pour allumer le feu.
Varley has a problem with bugs.
Ok.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasick?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice.
Ok, ok. Il n'y a pas un troisième? Et tu vois Yann. Bah quoi, bah je vais te regarder pour lui. Bon d'accord. Ah. On va pas tout lire quand même. Législation, je peux évaluer. Chaque nouvelle loi représentant une nouvelle erreur d'appréciation. Les hommes sont constamment enclins à en attendre ce qu'ils ne devraient attendre que de leur propre éducation et de leur propre sens moral. C'est super.
Ryan wants the
On
world to be
s'amuse.
a better place, don't we all?
Et bah cool, cool. Ah, ce qu'il appelle un essai, c'est quand même globalement 3 pages quoi. Ah ouais, c'était lui le dernier que je voulais. Mais lui aussi il est anarchiste. Quelle histoire.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Salaud. C'est un communiste.
Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
Et on se casse?
Three birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Et là, un petit père. Pas bien sympa, ça. Il est où? C'est bien, mais il est où mais ok. Faut qu'on y aille. C'est ça le plan. Quoi que celui qu'on a vu, je sais pas. Je sors. Miracle que je l'ai pas tué. Ok. Donc on va aller interroger le premier mec. Qui a manifestement des antécédents judiciaires. Un raccourci.
I wouldn't feel safe in a tank with you driving.
Bof. Connard.
You like to leave your mark, don't you?
Et on peut passer là. Ah, ça risque de frotter un peu. Voilà, un style. Salut Pélo.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Alors.
You know Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
Pas vrai. En plus, t'as un sourire de petit con.
You have a real viper's nest at Insta-Heat, don't
Il met
you?
des coups de solde
Arsonists,
derrière.
murderers, communists.
Pyromane,
What's that got to do
assassin,
with me? You can't prove I'm behind
communiste. Bah oui. Alors. Moi je trouve ça fou que ça fasse vraiment partie des crimes.
How about letting me get back to work?
Quoi? Quoi chez un steak?
You were licensed and worked for Insta-Heat?
I contract for them. So what?
Insta-Heat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mudshark of a wife gets awarded it in the settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Quoi?
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
Attends, parce que... Bah si. Vous êtes les deux des communistes.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that,
Vous vous
wise
connaissez
guy?
forcément,
What
vous
proof
êtes
do you have?
communiste.
Been following me to meetings?
C'est un peu tout la même famille, quoi.
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
C'est vraiment un raisonnement américain de fou. C'est énorme. Et enfin, vous êtes les deux communistes, donc vous vous connaissez. D'ailleurs, vous êtes probablement voisins.
Farley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917.
Vous me barrez de là, ouais.
You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
On coupe. Ah. C'est pas prévu. Regardez. Sur place. Et on est arrivé. Tout va bien. Alors.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
Ah. Mais me donnez pas une arme si vous voulez pas que je le tue. Il dit arrêtez-vous, je tire. Il s'arrête pas, je tire. Et après, on me dit oh là là, vous avez tiré, quel scandale. Oh, mais quelle histoire. Bon.
Come on, Varley! You can't keep running forever!
C'est pincé. On se court joyeusement après. Y'a Jean-Mich derrière moi? Ah non, 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 barrez-vous. Klaxonne pas, frère. Idiot. On s'approche, on court plus vite. On est plus athlétique. Allez, c'est parti, le plaquage, c'est maintenant. Bravo à tous.
Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you. Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is...
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Bah, cool, cool. Et du coup, on l'embarque, on va quand même voir le dernier dans le doute. Ok. Ça marche. Aucune forme de procès, hein. On arrête. Non, rien à foutre.
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan.
Son of a bitch.
Il a quand même voulu, dans le doute, prendre sa mallette, quoi. T'es con?
Those are GI's backyards.
Il est revenu.
is only cosmetic. He's a one-man
Ok.
Move in. I'll take out the bear.
Voilà, là, va pas falloir se prendre une maison.
Smash the son of a bitch's rear wheel.
Ça doit être un champion. J'appréhende, j'appréhende. Il est appréhendé.
Give it up, LAPD.
Course-poursuite, ma foi, plutôt courte. On le coffre aussi ou
Why did you run, Ryan?
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2
on fait qu'on
guys.
retourne au poste.
Let's get to the station and close this case.
Paf.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
Bien, let's go back to the commissariat. Et si c'est la fin de l'enquête... Non, non, j'ai pas le temps de miser là. Il y a trop de monde. JPP. Si c'est la fin de l'enquête, on arrêtera la VOD et le live. Il est 12h33, je commence à avoir faim. Je vais pas tarder à manger. Alors, est-ce que j'aurai le temps de live cet après-midi pour finir le jeu? Je ne sais pas. Même si j'ai le temps de live cet après-midi, est-ce que j'aurai le temps de finir le jeu? Je ne sais pas. Je sais pas combien de temps de jeu il reste. Voilà, petit lag, petit ralentissement.
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Barley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
That's the creep.
Ok. Interview room 2. Là. Salut frère.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
C'est Varley son petit nom. Vous mentez.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
Paf.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
Et pourtant... Vous mentez,
I don't
monsieur.
believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Eh bien, nous avons une valve de régulation.
You're saying I'm some kind of psycho for hire? It's not true.
Comment ça? Je quitte l'interrogatoire, je vais voir l'autre.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Ah. Ouais. Ah, je vais pas envie de casser l'affaire. Mais je vais inculper le bon. Tant qu'à faire. Salut Pélo.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Et toi, je ferai pas le coup. Alors, vous êtes communiste, Ryan, c'est ça?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part.
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bon. Vous mentez.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
Et du coup, faut que je lui prouve j'ai explosé un truc ou pour ça. Ça.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company, how do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
C'est les patrons, c'est les méchants forcément.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
Alors qu'est-ce qu'on a? J'ai pas de valve de régulation ici. J'en doute.
You expect me to believe that, Ryan? I could do it myself.
Believe whatever you want, Flatfoot. You're part of the
Faites partie du
conspiracy.
complot mondial. Ça, c'est un complotiste, c'est un platiste. Prochaine question, il nous dit que la Terre est plate.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Là, j'admets que... Je doute.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Farley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
Alors là... Par contre, casier judiciaire de Ryan. Bien Ryan, hein, le mec. Oui. Outrage et agression. Alors. Vous mentez.
And how exactly are you gonna prove that?
En fait, on est dans la police et vous avez un casier judiciaire. Voilà.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
Attends, et tu bosses pour la boîte?
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Est-ce que j'ai des nouvelles questions pour l'autre?
I could save all year and not be able to afford that.
Ou pas? Il n'y en a aucun qui a trop balancé l'autre. Hein. En vrai, je vais regarder mon mémo. Alors. Déposition de Matthew Ryan. Et j'en ai un troisième ou pas? Je vais regarder dans le menu. Mon ventre gargouille très fort. Varley est en salle 2. Oui. Et lui, dans sa déposition, il dit c'est l'affaire de Varley. Apparemment, il a un accord avec les fascistes. J'inculpe.
Reginald Varley, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
I'm no cold-blooded criminal. I could never burn up a whole family in their home.
Peut-être c'est pas vrai. Peut-être c'est pas lui. Peut-être c'est les deux.
How is it? No, just keep your mouth shut and listen to me for a second. How is it you can bring no less than 3 suspects into my station, conduct extensive interviews, sift through mountains of evidence with Lynch and Pinker, and still manage to charge the wrong fucking guy? I took a chance on you, Phelps. People said I was crazy, and you made me look like a jerk. You may not be much of an arson investigator, but I hear you're merciless on the beat. Get going.
Bah c'était l'autre. Inconvenant. Mériterait d'être plus épais avec 4. Oui, ça se tient. C'est un scandale. Vas-y, on met ça et après c'est la fin de la VOD, c'est la fin de tout. C'est la fin de la vie.
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd.
We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders,
There's
Sergeant.
barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We've a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
On va de l'intro de la prochaine affaire. Et après, c'est la fin du live de la vidéo.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Bon. On a full foiré l'affaire d'avant. En fait, le truc, c'est que pour inculper, j'avais vraiment... J'avais pas d'aveu dans l'idée. Puis surtout, j'avais... Enfin, les deux disaient... Bah, c'est pas moi, quoi. Et il y en a un qui a fait une déposition en disant l'autre, il a ses embrouilles avec le fonds de rénovation. Et je me suis fait baiser. En fait, on aurait dû pouvoir lui poser une question par rapport à ça, je sais pas. Ça m'aurait semblé logique. Mais non. Donc dommage. Eh bien, au revoir YouTube. Mettez pouce bleu sur toutes les vidéos.